Welcome back. Thanks so much for watching this. I just got off a call with someone that said, hey, I've been watching your YouTube videos for a while, you and your business partner, Duane, and I went out and knocked. I got 3 listings within a couple of days and I just made 40 grand. So these work, and your feedback is so important to us. Today's topic, we're gonna break down how to get started. If you were to come into my program, I'm gonna treat you right now as if we're on a call and this is your first call in our coaching program, and these are my best tips to get you going or tweaks to adjust in your business. This comes as a suggestion from a lot of our YouTube followers on what we should talk about to best help them. Most programs aren't gonna go over this nitty-gritty detail stuff because they want you to pay for their stuff to then get the value. We just wanna tell you how to do really well, go succeed, the proof is in the pudding. You'll come back and then join our community, whether it be coaching, our EXP side, or our new Roleplay group that we just released on our website. So today we're gonna dive into that, but first of all, thanks for coming back. I know that your time is valuable. I want to treat this as a classroom setting for those that have watched my videos in the past. So grab a notepad. We're gonna take quite a bit of notes. I'm gonna give you best tips or tricks or things to avoid or implement in order for you to have a very successful jump start. That's the hardest part in real estate, is what is more important, what deserves my time so that I can succeed fast. This isn't a long play game. I'm not gonna tell you to jump into your COI or your database. I don't want you to have success in 2 years and 3 years. I want you to have now business. Let's go get you a couple of deals as fast as we can. This is the video for you. So if you have any or have received any value in our previous videos, go click subscribe, go turn the notifications on, share this with other realtors or people you know that are in the sales industry. Our entire channel is based around how do we set up this classroom environment so that we can all learn together. A high tide is going to raise all ships. You learn, I learn, you give me feedback, I will give you feedback, and we will grow this empire together. So thank you so much. Let's get started. Okay, before we jump into this, I just wanted to mention it's March. If you've been following our channel for the past couple months, we have a book club. You have to keep your learning ahead of your earning. You outpace your paycheck with your education. Your mind has to be sharp. You are your greatest investment in real estate and in sales in general. So you have to keep this sharp and you have to feed it every day. So our first quarter, we're going over building a solid foundation as a human in order for it to do really well in sales or in real estate. So our first month, we read The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. That was incredible. Last month, we read How Will You Measure Your Life by Clayton M. Christensen. That was incredible. Now, I feel like there should be a drum roll. But now we are diving into Jocko Willink's book, Extreme Ownership, How U.S. Navy SEALs Lead and Win. If you haven't read this book, this will change your life. This book, there's very few books in my library that I've bought over the years where I would have the audacity to say that read this and it'll change your life. This is one of them. So follow along with us. Read along. We're going to be going through this every week. If you find something in here valuable, post it on social media on Instagram and tag me and I'll repost it. Those that do it the most in the month of March will buy you the next month's book. Someone did it last month, Alvin out of California. We bought him this book and we shipped it out to him. So again, follow along with us. This month's book is Extreme Ownership. Okay. Let's dive into it. Let's treat this as if it's a call. If you were to call me and come into our coaching program, this is gonna be your first 15, 20 minutes with me, and I'm gonna walk you through it as if we're on the phone together. If you want one of these calls, I do a lot of them for free, just call me at 702-525-5766 or shoot me a text. I'm more than happy to hop on a Zoom and we can interact face-to-face for free. And I'll walk you through the same process. The coaching program, if you were to join, it's a little bit longer, that first call, but essentially this is the gist, okay? So I'm gonna ask you, what is your 5-year plan? What's the plan? Why are you in real estate? Why did you get in? What's your vision? What are you hoping to accomplish? Those are the things that I'm gonna ask you. I wanna see where this is going and how bad you want it, okay? So we're gonna paint that out. Then I'm gonna ask you, what about your business plan? How long have you been in real estate? 5 years, 6 years? We have some people that have been in for 10, 12 years and are doing really well. Well, what if you're brand new? Okay, you don't have a business plan. That's okay, but I need to know. So let's go over it. If you've been in real estate for a while, I need to know what's working, what's not working. What do you wish you could change? Okay. After we dive into business plan, I'm going to ask you about your schedule. I'm going to ask, what's your typical day from wake up until when you go to bed? Walk me through, as honest as you can. Walk me through your schedule. Okay. Now that I understand a little bit about your vision board, your business plan, and your schedule, now we're going to dive into the nitty gritty. Now I'm going to give you advice on the little tiny things that you need to tweak. Because sometimes I think a lot of realtors and salespeople in general forget that it's not these massive adjustments. You don't need to change the course like 15, 20, 30 degrees. A lot of people are just off 1 degree. That's it. If you were to be in an airplane and you were to change course by 1 degree, then all of a sudden by the end of the plane ride, you could be way over here by seriously just changing 1 degree. That's called the Pareto principle, the 80-20 rule. I'm sure you've heard of this. There's a great book on that. It's the ability to focus on 20% of the activities that's going to get you 80% of the results every time. So what are those 20% activities? Okay. So now I'm going to advise you to go and implement these 20% activities to get the 80% results. Number one is going to be weekly planning. I bet, or it's probably safe to assume that most watching this probably don't have a weekly planning, and that's okay. Now we know where to start. Now we know where to begin. You should have a 2-hour block every week, ideally on Sunday, to walk through this last week. Do an audit. What went well? What didn't go well? To identify you. How are you seeing yourself? What are your biggest opportunities? What's your identity? Who did you serve this week? How did the week go? What could you have changed? And then dive into your vision board. Look at your business plan. And just pick this apart. No distractions. So for me, I get up before my kids get up for church. And I'm in my office and I've got 2 hours where I can just deep dive into this. Every week you should be tweaking this. There's a reason in sports there's a halftime. There's a reason that teams will watch film for a couple days after their games. You as a salesperson have to frequently be evaluating. 2 or 3 months shouldn't go by, then all of a sudden you ask, why am I not getting any deals? Do that frequently and do it more often. That's number one. Number one is going to be do a weekly planning. If you need a template, reach out to me. I've got one. It's free. I'll text it to you. That way you can pull it up on the computer and you can follow the steps. I've modeled that after my mentor, Casey Baugh. A lot of you have heard me talk to him or talk about him or quote him. I love that guy. He's a great influence or has been a great influence on my life. He's the one that modeled this. There's even a Spotify episode, Case Studies, after this weekly planning model. So reach out to me. I will send that to you for free. Number two, I'm going to advise you to go read Miracle Morning. And I'm going to advise you to implement what is called the Savers Program. It's a morning routine that walks you through being in silence, distraction-free when you start the day, affirmations, prayer, meditation, visualization, pull out your vision board. So I want you to be able to have a vision board, and I'm going to build that with you. And I want you to walk through that every morning. I want you to be able to look at your business plan every morning. Then you're going to exercise. You're going to listen to something motivational, a sales book, something to sharpen your mind while you're at the gym. Then you're going to come back and you're going to scribe. You're going to go over your gratitude journal, your top 10 things that are most important to you in life, and then what's on the schedule. That morning routine, that time block is so crucial. Why? Because in sales, 80% of this industry is mental. I don't care how skilled you are, but if you can't control your mind and your moods, you're not going to be here that long, or you're not going to produce at the level that you should be able to produce. Okay. But you also need the skills. So there's definitely this mindset skills balance. But I would say from all the years I've been in sales, mindset covers most of that equation. So number two, Pareto principle, 80-20% rule, is go implement a morning routine. Okay. Number three, nightly routine. I'm going to advise you to do a nightly routine, 20 minutes at night. Habit stack it, like it talks about in Atomic Habits. You want to habit stack. So for me, I put my kids to bed at night. Right after, I'm going to come in and I'm going to have some type of 20-minute nightly planning. How did the day go? What went well? What didn't go well? What opportunities did I miss? Did I serve anybody today? And then what do I have on my schedule tomorrow? What do I need to tweak? What do I need to add? Look at my business plan. Am I moving all the needles tomorrow? Is there anything else I need to throw on there? And then close the book, take a warm shower, start to turn off the devices, read a book, like a hard copy book. Start to let your mind calm down. I had a coaching call today and we talked about this. Too many times we go to bed anxious. And then what happens when we wake up? We wake up anxious. Goes to show why so many people struggle with their emotions, because they're full of the anxiety. They can't control their emotions because they're not controlling that end portion of their day, so they can get quality sleep at night. So have a solid nightly routine. That's what we're going to advise you to do. That's what we're going to talk about in our first call. So there's 3 things that we've reviewed. We've reviewed your weekly planning, your morning routine, and your nightly routine. Honestly, that's all that I'm going to focus on when you first come into our coaching program, or if we were to do a 15-minute free Zoom call. I need you to, more often than you have been, start asking yourself questions of, what am I doing that's working? What am I doing that's not working? How am I doing with my mindset? You have to be able to tweak that more often than not. What happens is we put the pedal down, or our foot on the pedal, and we just go gas, steam, all forward ahead. But then we never stop to check the tires or to check the gas or to check the oil. And we're never evaluating where we're at. And so what happens is months and months and months go by and we're way over here. And it's almost too hard to come back. But if we're starting right here on our real estate journey and we come here and we're off, but we have a system in place, we have a weekly planning, then guess what I can do? I can come back. And then we move a little bit forward and then I start to go off again. Oh, I've got a nightly routine. I can tweak it right back. And then it gives me higher odds and likelihood that I stay on course. So hopefully that hit home. I'm not going to talk about really anything else. You need to implement these checkups per se in your routine to make sure you're staying on course. You need to ask yourself those questions more often in your routines. The second thing that we're going to go over is how to be as productive and efficient as possible when prospecting door to door. So there's 5 things that I'm going to advise people to do. And on your notepad, I want you to flip the page and you're going to draw this big circle, like with an arrow. Okay? Essentially just like this. Okay? A big circle with an arrow. Number 1, the most important priority outside of those planning sessions is going to be to go knock. Okay, number 1, go knock. You have to go knock doors. You have to put yourself in front of people. Why? Because that's the most raw form of feedback that you're going to get in order to know what you need to work on. What books do you need to go buy? What seminars do you need to attend? What YouTube videos? What am I going to ask my coach when I have my coaching call with him? You're only going to know how to move forward if you're talking to people and you're watching, are you getting the door slammed on you? Are you not getting enough contacts and maybe you're not good at picking area? Or how do I get a lot of contacts? Or how do I get past the 4th or 5th question? You're not going to know that unless, number 1, you talk to people. So I'm going to advise everybody when they come into my coaching program to, number 1, go get 200 people a week, period, non-negotiable. I don't care if it's Saturday night, 7 o'clock, and you're at 190, get 10 more, okay? Number 2 is going to be feedback. So now that you're in the habit of these 4-hour chunks every day knocking from like 2 to 6, 1 to 5, 3 to 7, whatever it is, you're getting your 200 contacts a week. There's 2 ways to get feedback, okay? 1 is going to be to write it in your notes on your phone. So pull up a notes section on your phone and in there, write all the issues you're having. Compile a big list. I didn't get here on time. I left early. How the heck am I going to get this many contacts in a day? All these questions that you have. Okay, that's your feedback. That's where you're going to know where to go learn. Number 2 is record yourself. We recommend to all of our coaching clients to record yourself. When I first got into real estate, the mentor that I was shadowing let me record him. And I would replay it back, and then I would listen to it, and then I would try it and record myself. And I would do that over and over and over again until I started to just repeat everything that he was saying. And I got further and further and further in the process. Same thing when I was doing door-to-door sales nationwide. I recorded, I shadowed, and then I listened to it. I tried it, I recorded, shadowed, and I just did this over and over and over again. So record yourself and write down in the notes where you're needing to improve, okay? Number 3, we're still going around the circle. Number 3 is now you know where to study. So let's say I'm knocking on doors and it's like, hey, Jeremy with EXP, door slam. Okay, something is off. Why are they slamming the doors on me? Maybe it's my like people skills. Maybe I'm not getting their trust too quick. Maybe I don't have that skill set. Well, there's a ton of books, Speed of Trust, Code of Trust, How to Win Friends and Influence People. Now I know, number 3, where to go study. I know what books to buy. I know what YouTube videos to watch. I know what questions to reach out and ask myself, Duane, other coaches on where to improve. And now in your schedule, you should have 30 minutes to an hour every day to go and study. Go get the books. Go learn how to improve yourself mentally so you can get sharper on the doors. Number 4, now that you've studied it, you're now gonna role play, okay? Now we're on that last part, about 8 o'clock on the circle, is now you're going to role play. So there's 3 ways to role play that I'm gonna advise you to do. That's a non-negotiable in order to do really well in this industry. 1 is gonna be to write out your scripts. I'm gonna advise that you write out your scripts every day. Hi, Jeremy with EXP. Sorry to bug you. I'll be really quick. Did any of the neighbors tell you coming by? Okay, the reason why I'm here. So-and-so just listed their house. Have you thought about buying, selling, or investing? Okay, this is a beautiful home. Is it your forever home? Over and over and over and over and over. Every single day. I'm sure there's a lot of studies on this, and I've read them, I just can't quote them. But there's a lot of studies that have been done that show when you're writing, the connection between your hand and your brain sets off different neurological pathways. And so it's easier for you to remember because it gets instilled in you. So write it out. Because you're going door to door, the second way to role play is in front of the mirror. You need to be able to look in front of the mirror, hold yourself up, and say, hi, Jeremy with EXP. Sorry to bug you. I'll be really quick. Did any of the neighbors tell us come by? No worries. You need to be watching all of this. Where do my hands go? Do they go in my pockets? Do they go here? Do I smile? Sometimes we look worse than we think. So go watch yourself in front of the mirror. Number 3, so we've got write it down and practice in front of the mirror. And 3 is to role play with another human, a live human, someone that can engage back with you. This is why we created and instituted our role play group. You can right now go on our website, click under coaching, go all the way down and you'll see $99 role play group. That was inspired by a lot of people in our group that wanted more opportunity to study, to role play, to give it a shot to see where they were at. If you practice harder in the role plays, then the doors, all the objections you get, that's the easy part, guys. So we instituted 2 different role play groups, and now it's open to the public. For $100 a month, it's twice a day, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Mountain Standard Time and 12:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Monday, Wednesday, we're gonna go over door pitch. Tuesday, Thursday, we're gonna go over objections, and Friday, listing presentation. You're gonna get drilled on those. A lot of the people that are in there, we usually have 20, 25, 30, and I'm sure as this video gets older, we'll have more and more people in there. But you're gonna have people from all over the world with different accents, different personality types that are just gonna hit you. We role play for 2 or 3 minutes and then we give feedback. Someone else goes for 2 or 3 minutes and we give feedback. I'm on there, I can hop in and give feedback. Some of our top producers are in there, they can give you feedback. Why would you not spend $100 a month to be in a room with top producers twice a day, 10 times a week? You will accelerate your speed so much faster, but you have to get in there. You have to pay to play, okay? You have to get in there. That money, we don't even care where that goes. That goes to ad spend. So we're not even really profiting off that. It's giving you an opportunity to put skin in the game and come sharpen your saw. You have to give yourself an opportunity to kind of see where you're at. Like I studied this, I got feedback, where am I at? And then number 5 is rinse and repeat. Do this over and over and over again, and you'll succeed. I hope this episode was valuable to you. I hope you got a lot out of it. Today we talked about if we were to call or hop on for 15 minutes and you were to come in our program, what would I tell you? What would I advise you? Well, today we went over it. I would tell you what routines to implement, to check yourself more often so you don't get too far off course. And then these are the 5 things that I would have you do day in and day out to accelerate your speed. If you've got any questions, reach out to me, 702-525-5766. I probably have 10, 12 people every day that reach out with questions on my YouTube videos. Go implement this. It's completely free. I don't care if you join our programs. I'd love for you to join them. It would help your real estate career wherever you're at on that journey, but come be a part of our group. But yeah, if you got any value from this, and I'm sure you did, share it, like, comment, subscribe, turn on the notifications. Make sure to go get the book to join our program. We would love to have you. Thanks again so much for watching this. Until next time, if you have any questions on what you want our next couple episodes to be, put it in the comments. Would love to share that. Until next time, thanks a ton.